Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to make some homemade manicotti. We're going to make our shells for the manicotti from scratch. And first we're going to do a very simple tomato marinara sauce. So let's get started. Okay, for the sauce, we're going to start with a half a red onion and 3 nice big huge cloves of garlic, and we're going to chop them up. Love my little grinder. This thing is an awesome machine. It's made by KitchenAid.
Now.
Okay, we're going to start off with some olive oil. It's empty. And you want a lot of olive oil for your sauce. That's probably about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. We're going to add our unchopped up red onion and garlic that we just chopped.
Goodness, it's running.
Okay, we're going to add a little bit of pepper, salt and pepper to your taste. Want a bit of salt for the tomatoes. I'm also going to add about a cup of little Cherub tomatoes, the little grape tomatoes, just because I want to get a little bit of fresh and some texture in there. Yes, I chopped them in the food processor. And now I'm going to add crushed tomatoes, 2 cans of crushed tomatoes.
Let's see.
Now I cut up some fresh basil, and we're going to add a little bit of that. And we're going to turn this down on low, and we're just going to let this cook for about 30 minutes. Or however long it takes us to get the rest of this done. So we're just going to let this sit and cook. Okay, now we're going to make some homemade pasta shells for the manicotti. We have here a cup and a half of flour and a half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to add a cup of milk and 3 eggs. Now, if you have a blender, that's great. I don't have a blender, so I'm going to use my NutriBullet. Mix that all up in there. Make sure I get Okay, so that is what you get, a nice batter for our noodles. They're actually going to be noodles. They are called crepe noodles. Okay, so we're going to make our crepes. You need a small non-stick pan this size, and you need your batter, and it's just like making a crepe, only it's actually going to make noodles. So let's try the first one here. And we will, just like a crepe, probably going to have to throw the first one away because the pan's either not hot enough. You know how it is when you're making pancakes. That first one gets thrown out. As you can see, this is actually a noodle. It's not a pancake. Okay, so I'm going to do this real quick. I think they need to be a little bit thinner. I'm going to add a little more milk. So we're going to spray the pan each time. Just spray oil. Okay, we're going to put just a little bit of batter in the middle, and then we're going to make it really, really, really thin. That's what we want, is a really, really thin batter. This one here, as you can see, is just a little bit too thick for what we want it for. This needs to be down on low. And you see how nice and thin that is? That's what we want. Just gonna thin it out and let her cook. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and make these up. Okay, we are ready to start making the filling, stuffing these, and putting them in the oven. So let's get started. We're gonna start with a 15-ounce container of full-fat ricotta cheese. You can use the skim if you want. Personally, I don't like it. I like the full fat. Okay, we have our ricotta cheese. We're going to add 1 egg. Put in some parsley. Oh, about maybe a tablespoon of parsley. We're going to add some grated Parmesan, about 1/4 cup, and some mozzarella cheese, about 1/4 cup of that. And put your salt and pepper to taste. Mix it all good. Now you can fill these with meat. I have made an Alfredo sauce and filled them with chicken and spinach and fresh mozzarella cheese, and then put the Alfredo sauce on top. You can do anything that you would normally do with noodles. Okay, I'm going to get our sauce over here. Now this sauce has been cooking since I started this little project, so I'm going to say 45 minutes to an hour. Some sauce on the bottom of your pan. Just going to roll them up. Place them seam side down. With the 1.5 cups of flour that I use to make these to start with. You'll get about 18 crepes out of them. You can freeze what you don't use. Doesn't matter if they're perfectly round. Doesn't matter if they have a little hole in them. It's okay. Sauce on top. This sauce is also really good for lasagna. It's delicious with some angel hair pasta. Nice meatless dish. And you can, of course, use any kind of sauce you want. You can use a jar if you care to, but if you're gonna go to the trouble of making everything homemade, I don't think I would put a jarred sauce on top of that. Okay. Sprinkle a little Parmesan on top. Mozzarella. And into the oven for about 20 minutes at 375. Okay, so here's our finished product. This has been cooking for about 25 minutes. Let's see if I can't. First one is just always a pain trying to get out. Fresh basil on top. Okay, so we serve this with a nice salad, and we need our taste tester over here to come taste it and tell us what it tastes like.
All right. Looks good, huh? It is really steaming hot. Wow. Really good. I love it. Okay.
Okay, well, thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me today. I hope you'll try the recipe. I think you'll never ever go back to buying box of noodles again to make in your manicotti. And so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.